Hello everyone, I'm Koji Miura, a representative researcher of Miura Exercise Analysis and Academic Services. In this series named Evidence-Based Basic Training for Racewalking, under 18 to Masters, I've already presented 4 versions: introduction and what is correct or incorrect. So from this version, from number 5, I start to explain the mechanics of correct technique. But it's maybe about mainly what the mechanics of incorrect technique, loss of contact and bend knee. So to avoid the violation of technical rule, we should know, coach and athlete should know the mechanics of incorrect technique, loss of contact, why the loss of contact occurs, or why the bad knee occurs. So I present you about in this version, number 5, about the mechanics of loss of contact. And next, number 6, I present you to enhance the performance, to obtain high speed, the mechanics of high speed correct technique. And next, I move on to the mechanics of bend knee and number 5, 6, 7, 8. Number 8. From number 8 on the Number 8, I will present you about the mechanics of avoiding bend knee. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Okay, this is my book of Japanese version and English version. I described about the general technique of racewalking inside on these books, but not focus on to avoid the violation of racewalk technique. But you can see about the general technique and general technique of correct technique. General mechanics of correct technique, so you can know about that from this book. But I present you on this movie and the next version of book. I present you the new version of technique. Okay, I move on. This is the schema of ideal technique and the error of loss of contact. This is already present you in the number 3 of this movie, this series of movies. So the blue one, the top one, is ideal technique, no red card and no yellow paddles. And the typical error of loss of contact of two examples. On the schema of left is a high kick up, the example of high kick up, and the right one is a typical example of high foot swing. Both these errors many times usually receive red card and yellow paddles, but many people don't know about the mechanics of loss of contact, mechanics of high kick up, and mechanics of high foot swing. So I describe about the mechanics of these errors based on my results of my analysis in these 20 years. As I'll show you about the reason why loss of contact occurs. This schema is schema of diagram of takeoff, just after takeoff, and the diagram of just before contact and instant of contact. So this is not same foot, not same side of leg. If it is the takeoff of left leg, the contact of right leg. If the takeoff is about the right leg, the contact of left leg. So if these two takeoff and contact occurs at the same instant, that technique is correct and consistent to the technical rule. But early takeoff or late contact, there will be the time lag between takeoff and contact. So this is the occurrence of loss of contact. So you can understand. You will understand the mechanics of loss of contact when you divide takeoff, mechanics of takeoff and mechanics of contact. Why the early takeoff occurs and why the right contact occurs. So let's move to the two issues. Okay, let's think about why early takeoff occurs. This is diagram of takeoff. So why early takeoff occurs? This is ground. The workers now progressing. This vertical position and start to kick. And if they kick with strong kick, if they progress with a strong kick with ankle, soleus and Achilles tendon and hamstrings, like running, most runners kick strongly with Achilles tendon and hamstrings in this phase, takeoff phase. Most of walkers kick up high and early. Start of takeoff earlier than the weak kickoff. But when they kicked push off with strong force of torque of ankle and hamstrings, they start early takeoff and high kick up, like running. So when they kick up early and high, the loss of contact occurs. This is the mechanic of early takeoff and high takeoff. So, okay, I show you about the sample picture of early and high kickoff. Please show you the walker behind the red shorts. This is the typical example of high kickoff and early kickoff. Yeah, this is the same. Okay, move on. Okay, please show the behind walker of just behind of red short. The typical example of early and high kick. This is the same. So I'll show you these two occurs with the high, strong push-off with Achilles tendon and hamstrings. And this is data which describe the strong ankle force and hamstring force result in the high kick up. This is data I conduct the analysis in 2009. This is data schema which was presented on the domestic coach seminar inside of Japan's Athletic Federation. This is materials on coach seminar of Japan in the end of 2009. The data was processed with me, my past name Hoga. The blue line is ankle torque is above is the plantar flexors and under below is dorsiflexion. The plantar flexion torque is reflect the ankle force of the Achilles tendon. So the worker who received 3 red cards of loss of contact and high kick up is a blue line. But the winner of the World Competition of 2009, the winner is very low of the ankle force. So this is a typical example, clear example of the strong force of plantar flexor results in the high kick up and early kick up. So another worker who exert the strong plantar flexor torque, many cases occur loss of contact with high kick up and high early kick up. Okay, let's move on to the next issue, why late contact occurs. This worker is in the vertical position and next start to contact but the high knee and high portion of lower leg. This portion is raised from the weak backward swing and contact motion with weak force of hip and hamstrings. And next, still slowly backward swing and contact motion and high position of legs. And these causes the loss of contact and late contact. So the late contact occurs because of the weak backward and contact motion with weak force of hip and hamstrings. That comes from my results of 20 years analysis. So many cases worker of this motion is weak backward swing torque and contact force with hip and hamstrings. So I'll show you the typical example of late contact, the late contact motion. The loss of contact is very obvious. Also, this motion is late contact, high knee, and late contact. Also, this is the same. So the high kick up and late contact is come from with the bad motion of the hip motion, hip swing backward and forward. Okay, I've shown you about the mechanics of loss of contact, mechanics of errors, uh, early takeoff, and high kick up, and late contact. So, but many people want to know about the mechanics of high speed with correct technique. So, in the next next version, number 6, I show you about the mechanics of correct technique and acquisition of fast speed. Okay, thank you very much. Please subscribe to my channel and give a high rating if you feel good for us. Bye bye to the next movies.